He's about to get it.
Come on, Grant. Come on, Grant!
Today, we will be talking about the biggest controversy in fishing. Not snagging fish on beds, not cheating in tournaments, but forward-facing sonar.
But right now, we've taken away 50-60% of the skill in fishing. Why not just take 100% of it away?
No matter where you look, whether it be news articles, social media, or maybe it's some guy complaining at the ramp, everyone is talking about this new age technology. We're gonna be testing the question that everyone wants the answer to. Today, we, the Googans, will go head to head in a bit of an experiment. Over here, we have Team No Scope, and over here, we have Team Scope. We're gonna be fishing today to figure out whether or not this new age technology is giving anglers the edge. Will hopefully kind of give us an idea as to whether or not this is something that is making anglers better, or if it's just a tool like any other tool in the fishing world, that being power poles or side scan or maybe new fluorocarbon. So join us today as we explore this very, very desired question that we all have.
Yes, we are Team LIVESCOPE, ladies and gentlemen. So we have the ability to see into the future, see into the water, enter the matrix, and capture these fish. Our teammates, they're nothing.
Team Hope.
Team Hope.
So with that, we're gonna measure whether No Scope or Live Scope is best through how many fish each boat catches and also the biggest fish. I think those two are two pretty good ways to quantify whether one is better than the other. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm gonna turn my graph on and I guess we'll get to fishing.
Scoping or scoping.
Yeah,
It's not really fishing, really. It's just catching and scoping.
Or as some would say, you're spotlighting them bass. Spotlight.
You're out there, you're no better than a daggum guy with spotlight and country road shining out there, daggum springtime, looking at them daggum. What are you doing? You're cheating out there. That's what people say. We're gonna find out.
All right, so you got Team No Scope right here, myself and Grant. You know, he's big bait, giant bass kind of man. I've fished with him in Florida, and he likes to catch big fish. So I'm glad that I got him on my team today. We do have one issue. You guys see the sky. There's not a cloud. You know, the other issue is it's cold as all can be this morning. It's supposed to be warm, so it might knock them back a bit. But guess what? It doesn't matter because we're still going to catch the absolute piss out of them. Shallow, I hope.
Garmin came out with an HDMI that I could plug right in my brain. I'd probably do it. I probably would.
You'd be on the beta experiment of,
oh yeah,
like scope braining.
I'd be a beta male on the beta scope beta scope experiment.
They're going out into the abyss zone to stare at the LiveScope screen, and it's springtime and these bass are up bedding, and they're gonna be hardwired into the computer in the middle of the lake.
Terrible.
It seems pointless.
Terrible.
Terrible.
I mean, they're probably going to catch them. There's always fish out there, but let's be real. That sounds miserable.
That sounds miserable. That's just not fishing. This is fishing. Getting up shallow, looking around, watching your line, not staring at a screen. That just kills brain cells, and you know, even if you do catch a big one, it's not nearly as much fun. You just take a blind cast out there, and with a little bit of luck, you might catch a giant.
So, for those of you who aren't familiar with how this crazy technology works, that being forward-facing sonar, I'm going to give you a little rundown. As over here, you have your transducer. This one in particular is the latest and the greatest as far as freshwater fishing goes. It's an LVS 34. Originally, they came out with the first band optics, which was just kind of this puck, and it did a good job of reading the fish, but it just has gotten better and better over time. And basically, with this transducer, I can watch fish in real time follow my bait, swim around, whereas with side scan it's kind of a delayed reading. You're throwing out a signal and it's pinging back to your transducer and you're then reading that data. But with this, it's just real time. It's as if you would be sight fishing, but you could do it in 100 feet of water. So this right here is connected to a cable. Obviously this cable runs to a black box. That black box is magic. It somehow turns the data that this little transducer is receiving into the water, and it displays your data on this giant screen. Screens are getting bigger too. Originally, 12-inch was the biggest you can get, but now There's 16-inch screens, there's 24-inch screens. It's absolutely nuts. This one in particular is a 16-inch. It's 86/16. And in my opinion, this is literally the biggest that you need, but there are some that would deem otherwise. So we're gonna drop this thing in the water and kind of show you guys what the screen looks like down below the surface. That is a good point. And there you have it. There's already fish down there. You can see them swimming around in real time. And unlike other transducers where, you know, they're like side or down, you've got this beam that is shooting out kind of like this, almost like a flashlight. And wherever I move my trolling motor, that beam is scanning. So it's not like I can see all around me, but I've got a narrow beam that kind of pans left to right. And I believe the beam is like maybe, would you say 2 feet, 3 feet? I'm probably not the best to explain this, but it's like literally just imagine a flashlight in a dark room. Wherever you shine that flashlight is what you're gonna be able to see. And then if you pan probably to the left, you can see some, you know, lonesome rollers, some fish, whether they be carp, bass, gar, we don't know. There's only one way to find out, and that is to cast them.
One of the best no-scope rigs this time of year. Just a little log. You just throw it out there, work it real slow, especially on a cold morning like today. And you just watch your line, watch for a tick. Unlike them.
There's one. Oh, tiny one out there. Come back and eat it. Yep.
Nice.
He came back and ate it, boys. Came back and ate it. First fish of the day. Oh, good Lord, Grant. This is number one. All we gotta do is touch her, right?
That's a beauty.
There it is, touched. She's in the boat.
No.
Tiny. Bebopping around through here. I'm gonna try to find some on bed as well as the day goes on, but you already know. I'm throwing that 5-inch Pro Blue Red Googan bait start on a 5/0 EWG. Just weightless, just dot.
Nice. It is a numbers deal too, so any fish count.
As a co-angler with my partner here that has live scoping, this is often the position you find yourself in, that I'm gonna have to sit here and just wait for an opportunity. You know, normally we kind of take turns on the trolling motor. It's really who is on the trolling motor looking at the fish, which if I'm a professional angler and my living is I need to go out and catch fish, and maybe I'm fishing tournaments where there's a co-angler with me, this is an incredible opportunity, especially when open water fishing, to have my co-angler not catch any of my fish that I'm around. Because in years past, you could, you know, be in some fish and then you have a co-angler in the back they're trying to catch the same fish that you're fishing for and maybe take some, reduce the amount of weight that you can bring in at the end of the day. When you're open water fishing with LiveScope, you can basically position yourself where the person in the back of the boat catches nothing and you catch everything.
Ooh, big one. Big one. John. Fishing Black Friday sale is live now. Anglers can save up to 75% off Googan site-wide. The more you purchase on Googansquad.com, the more chances you have to win this beautiful bass boat. Don't miss out. Visit Googansquad.com and get the shot.
Big one. Look at this.
Big one. Giant.
This is a good one.
This is a really good one, dude. It feels big, I will say. Oh my gosh, dude. What the hell do I have? This does not feel like a bass. This actually does not feel like a bass.
Drum?
It's a catfish. Oh, it's a drum. I was gonna say, does not feel like a bass. Well, there you have it. Dude, that thing came up like a bass, though, I will say.
Oh yeah. My number one off species.
And that's a part of it too. It's like you don't even know sometimes what you're looking at, especially from a distance. Usually, you know, you can tell when the fish is close, whether it's like a bass, a carp, or a gar. But these drum have kind of a similar profile to the bass. I knew instantly, I was like, that's not a bass. Well, counts though. A fish caught using LiveScope.
Dude, I am so confused on what you guys are doing.
There we go. No, it's little. Finally.
Do we need to weigh our biggest one for big fish?
Yeah.
We have to? Okay.
No scope them. Just slow dragging a lunker log and just a feisty little buck bass, but every fish in this little tournament counts, and we got to prove to those guys that we can catch more and bigger fish. Even bat night. There we go. Another one. Little. Yeah. Same size. Boom. Number 3 is pretty.
Good Lord, oh my God.
He's running.
It's a giant.
Giant.
My God.
Wacky rigs only catch dinks. That is not true. I mean, this isn't the best showcase of that.
Yeah.
But I have caught some monster fish on the wacky rig. It's just so subtle. It works for itself. We're gonna keep getting the numbers up. I know these guys are just chasing around carp and drum on their screen. Like, oh, there's a giant. Nope, buddy, that's a carp.
Over the years, we have learned through forward facing that there are just certain bass that they will suspend year round. It doesn't matter what season it is. There's always going to be suspended fish that can be targeted with forward facing. And it's almost like opened up a new category of fishing where you could just go out and put the trolling motor down and do this. And we're fishing for fish that have been overlooked for so many years, and also learning their behavior. I mean, you get to watch these fish, see how they react to lures, see what kind of mood they're in that can help you to then just go and go down a bank, and you can learn, okay, they didn't react to this lure, they might react to this. It's just a huge learning tool, even if you're not catching the fish on the scope every time. So I think it's really cool. I have my days where I think this might really affect a fishery, and then I have days where I'm just like, I love this so much and I don't want to put it down. So I'm kind of a 50-50 guy in terms of I love it and I don't like it for certain fisheries. Big lakes, I don't think it's gonna affect anything, but smaller lakes that get a lot of pressure, I think it can affect them. And quite honestly, I think the biggest factor that affects any fishery is tournaments. And forward facing, it's out of the box, it's not going anywhere, at least for now. But I think it's a great technology, and it's helped me learn a lot in the last few years.
He had some speed on it.
Oh, he did have some speed on him. He was pretty sped.
Oh. That's a no-scope.
That's a no-scoper. I caught one behind my friend.
It's impossible, dude. LiveScope's the future.
I got him, dude.
It was the bead.
Just dragging the old little trench hog around. Little guy right there. No scope. No scope, just dragging. But actually, I take that back. I could see the grass line with that. So I'm just glancing over and I'm looking at where the grass tapers off, and I can make a cast. I know exactly where the grass line is and put my bait where it needs to be. So even though I wasn't looking at the fish, I had the grass line dialed.
Number 5.
Number five. Just came and sucked it up. It's pissing everywhere. We have another one on a bed that's behind us. We're probably going to come back to later. That's definitely got a female on it. I kind of want to go back out. You want to go throw some swim baits for a little bit?
Let's try it.
Let's throw some swim baits just for a little bit.
They're up on there. Well, that's a good dragon spot. This little rock point that comes out. A couple fish in there too. Look, there's some on the backside, I think. There he is. That counts. That's a scope fish.
It is. Whoa, guys.
That is a scope fish. Is that officially number 1 for us? Well, I guess 2, if you want to count the drum.
So John just scanned over at a spot, a high spot, rocky area, and he said, that's a good dragon spot right there. I said, I agree, I concur. So didn't see the fish, but again, saw the rocks offshore, threw my little junior trench hog out there and he ate it. So that is a scope fish. Seeing that cover exactly, it's finding the spot within the spot. Exact place you need to throw. Back bait.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, it was a little guy. He hit it. Dude, they get so mad at it.
He's like, just under it. Oh, give it to you.
Dude. Dude, could you imagine? This is when a swim bait bass gets in a trance. He's still on it. He's still on it. This fish is psycho. Actually, one of the things I want to tell the younger guys is you really do not need LiveScope to catch giant fish. I mean, the majority of big fish I've caught were between the ages of 13 to 20 years old. And obviously, you know, most guys my age cannot afford LiveScope. And one of the best replacements for LiveScope would be something like this, a giant swim bait. Even if they're not fully committing to it, you can throw it in an area and really pull out the big fish that are there. With more time on the water, you can also find areas and find ways to catch fish without looking at a screen. Just enough time on the water and a big enough swim bait, and you're gonna catch some giant fish. And it's a team effort, unlike live scoping. Live scoping, one person is staring at the screen the whole time fishing and the other person is just sitting here twiddling his thumbs. Right now, we're both chunking some big swim baits, putting our heads together, looking around, watching our baits, and hoping to catch a giant.
There's a good one. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come here, buddy. Bebopping around, dragging a trench hog. Get in the boat. Look at that fat one, dude. That's a pre-spawn. Look at that fish. That's a nice one. Again, using the scope, scanning around here at the mouth of this spawning pocket. There's a couple of high spots that had some grass and rock. Dragging that little junior trench hog. Just got thumped. Nice fish right there. See you later.
Got 4 points right now on the live scope. I will say we've probably moved enough fish to absolutely bury the other team, but that is something that doesn't count. And what I mean by move is I mean pulling fish off of their original spot. They're checking it out and they're engaging. Seeing a lot of big fish too, and that is one of the symptoms of live scope is while you do get to see the fish down there and chase your bait in real time and potentially eat, it's very disheartening to see fish not commit sometimes. And you know, we're throwing a little bit of everything. Like there's lures that specifically excel this time of year that are good for live scope too, one of which being like a big swim bait. You know, I had a couple big falls on that, and then I had a couple big falls on a little tiny soft swimmer. So it just kind of got to bounce between one or the other to see which bait is the one that they want, but they are following it. They're engaging on it. Very frustrating when they don't eat. It's like you fish in the right spot, something to do with the lure. It just isn't clicking though.
Just hit it again, dude. Look at that. What? Oh, God, are you kidding me? Dude, I had him. What is going on here? He just smoked it again.
Bite it. Bite it. Big. Oh my gosh. This is a good one. Dude, you need help? Buddy. Big one. On the scope. Oh,
Pretty cool. I can't catch a largemouth, but I can get. Or is it a hybrid?
I think that's a hybrid. Nice. There we go.
Nice, dude. Well, the scope's not producing too many largemouth for me, but I got the multi-species down. That was a fun freaking fight on the light action spinning. Cool fish. It's number 5 for us?
Number 5.
5
live. Get back down there.
Yeah, that's a big fish.
No, that's the male.
That's a male. Damn, this male came in and scooped it up. This is the male. Damn, it's a male, dude. She's still there. He came in, he came out of nowhere and smoked it.
So they're doing sight fishing. So they're actually looking at fish on beds over there. We're doing sight fishing, but we are electronically sight fishing.
Does she have it?
Nope. She's about to get it.
Oh, come on, Grant. Come on, Grant. Come on, Grant.
Got her that
Got her.
Got her that time.
There we go, son.
You got her that time. That's a
There
good
we go.
She's gonna go psycho.
She's gonna go psycho right here at the boat, boys.
That's a fighter.
Biggie, baby, I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
On those poles. Oh, coming this way. Coming around. That's a fighter. No scope needed. We eye scoped her. Whew.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's a big
Dude,
they have
that's a giant.
big fish on over there.
We just watched Team No Scope hook up to a big one.
At least 7. Big old big-headed mother trucker, son.
Big old head.
Oh, look at that head.
She's a fighter. She's a fighter. I'm gonna grab her.
You got her good.
I'm gonna grab her. Big head.
Big-headed son of a gun.
There we go. Doubles. Man, that's a long, big old bucket mouth bass. Man, beautiful, beautiful fish.
So just for reference, that's male-female pair. Look at that, male. What's crazy is we saw her on the bed and he came up out of nowhere, hammered me.
Oh man, look at that one. What a fight. This size of bass this time of year is the meanest and strongest type of fish. That was beautiful. Get a picture and let her go, and that's no scope, baby. I can almost guarantee they haven't caught one that big. Let's go.
Smells like success.
Let's go.
You want to put Junker back in,
Yeah,
bud?
let's get her back. Beautiful, 7.5 pound, springtime, Texas bruiser, big bass. And like I said, you guys do not need LiveScope to catch big fish. Sometimes you just use your eyes, but man, what a beautiful fish. Let's get her back right where we caught her. Female bass. Right back down where she came from. That was awesome. One of the biggest things with catching them off the bed is we didn't even move an inch. We let her go. She's gonna be back there, fill up with eggs, lay them.
I think we have lost the game.
Us breaking our necks all day looking at the screen really didn't result in anything amazing. Saw some big fish, but we didn't get to do what they did, and that is hold the big fish.
And you know what? Seeing it in the flesh, in the real swimming, way better. It's always better. Being able to smell them and see them, way.
I feel like I'm on a roll, boys. Both challenges on this Googan trip so far, I've won. Not only won, but absolutely crushed them. I know for a fact. Yesterday I beat you by what, 7 pounds?
We don't talk about it. Something like that.
7 pounds yesterday. Power no scope, baby.
You don't need it. This time of year, summer, the winter, fall, no need. You got your eyes. I call it eye scoping. That's what we did today. We did it well. We are back at the ramp. We're gonna see how the boys fared. Feeling like maybe the scope was kind of a handicap. To be fair, in most instances, you're gonna have a lot of different anglers using it. You're gonna have a lot of better anglers using it. Maybe I'm not gonna speak for Ackley, but maybe I sucked today on the scope, and therefore this isn't a good example. But this is just kind of a fun little side-by-side comparison as to which one does better on the water. How many fish did y'all catch today? 7 or 8?
Oh, okay, so more numbers and bigger fish.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds like it. The eye scope.
Well, we caught 4 bass, I think, and then
Some multi-species.
We did some multi-species fishing, a lot of follows, you know.
I think we saw more
Those
fish
don't
than
count.
you guys today.
I would
be fair.
imagine you guys did see more
But
fish.
we
Of
didn't-
all different species.
we didn't-
Maybe not bass.
Yeah, of all different species. But we didn't hold them and didn't actually get to
Smell 'em, dude.
smell them. So there you have it, a nice little side-by-side. Drop a comment, let us know. Do you think it's scope or is it nope?
Is it the future?
I think it probably is, but not for me. I like wiggling my worm in front of a fish's face blind. It is quite exciting. But thank you for watching today's video. Be sure to tune into the next one. Give us an idea as to what we should do next for a little side-by-side test out on the water. And we will catch you on the next episode of the Googan Squad.
Yeah, hey! We're having a massive Black Friday sale, up to 75% off everything site-wide. And guess what? If you guys spend this much money on screen, you guys have a chance to win my boat. Yes, you want to win my boat? Save up to 75% off everything on GooganSquad.com.